Hello everyone, Manthroll here, and welcome to a little bit of a video here I wanted to do about the different fishing foods or different foods in general when it comes as far as what is going to be your best heals, what is the most useful in different types of situations. Now this was going to be just a recap and a re-informed version of the new fish that just recently came out, because clearly they're going to be the best ones you can get. And I actually reiterized that, or redid that statement too, because at first I was just like, the stuff, it's not really, the blubberfish, it's not really worth it. Correction, it is definitely worth it. And we're going to be going over a lot of this as to what you should really go for and what is really worth it and what is not worth it when it comes to actually cooking, when it comes to your health returns. Now I will talk a little bit more about different level ranges, of course, and the best, most efficient way to get your heals as you're going through. But not only that, just the different level ranges mostly. This is not going to be about your XP per rate, because your XP per rate is going to be a lot different than if you were to actually do it the other way. Well, if you're trying to go for cooking supplies, because it's not always going to be the best XP per fish or per food that you make. But without any further ado, the best fish in the game is between the sailfish soup and the blue blubber jellyfish. It's pretty well that simple. The reason why I say those two is because, number one, if you go to a swift sailfish spot, you can catch the sailfish extremely quick. So that's one thing. It just absolutely blows the rest of the fish out of the water with that. Yes, you can get the different types of fish whenever you go to the patch where, in the new fishing hub, the deep sea fishing hub, you can get it quite a bit. What different types there, but there's no guarantee what you're going to get. So if you're high level, if you have 99 cooking, go for sailfish, man. Just go for sailfish. If you use your cooking gauntlets, you won't burn any sailfish, and then you can just make the sailfish soup. Bang. And there's your best heals in game. Other than that, the blue blubber, if you are fighting something that's not doing a lot of damage per tick, I would say the blue blubber jellyfish is actually better than the sailfish. Not so much about the amount of heal, because the amount of heal you get for a sailfish soup is 2600, where it's 750 now for the blue blubber, where you do get 3 bites out of the blue blubber, but you gotta figure, you gotta click and you gotta eat 3 times, so there's that little bit of delay each time. So if you need a big heal, have the big heals. But if you need just a little heal here and there, take the blue blubber. But it all depends on what you're fighting and how hard the hits are. So when it comes to bossing, probably a good healthy mix of the two is going to be pretty good. Now I know a lot of people will say you still have the Guthic Sprues. They can do something very similar, or if not better than the blue blubber. If you have that at your disposal, go ahead, yes, do the Guthic potions. But if you don't have that at your, whenever you need it, go for the blue blubber. Or if you really want to use the blubberfish, go for the green one. It does only heal 500 per eat, but it's still extremely good. Now, as for the, I would say mid-level people, if you are cooking, I will absolutely not tell you to go fish shark. I think shark is one of the worst things to actually go to fish to cook. Number one, it takes so long to catch one shark. Number two, the burn rate is absolutely insane, and it takes all the way up to level 94 to stop burning shark. Where most other fish, it's kind of close to the level when you first are able to start cooking them. So that's what, for example, right here, rocktail. You can stop burning them with the cooking gauntlets at 94, and you can start cooking them at 93. So that's what I mean. Shark with the cooking gauntlets at level 94, you can stop burning them. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And not to mention, they only heal for 2,000. I mean, if you have the good level to actually be catching shark at a decent rate, you might as well be going for something else. You might as well be going for something like the blue blubber. It's one of those kind of things. It's, go for the thing that's actually going to be most beneficial to you. Don't bother going for monkfish unless you want to catch monkfish. Cavefish, I mean, yeah, you can catch them if you really want to, but even at that point, if you're there's just other fish that would be better to get. But for the mid levels, I would actually recommend going for stuff like the Menophyte stuff, the beltfish, because the beltfish will actually heal for a decent amount. I think it's 1650, so it heals more than a swordfish, but it heals for a little bit less than a shark. So it's actually a good middle ground. And actually a lot of the stuff when it comes to actually catching it at Menphos is very good. Because even the lower level stuff at Menphos is actually not that bad. It's better than lobster, which is actually one of my next bullet points, is go for lobster if you're a low level, because lobster is actually very good. It's easy to access, it's everywhere, and it can heal for quite a bit. And eventually you're going to run into the issue though where you do have an excess of lobster. But if you're going for your heals, if you're low level, go for lobster. It's going to be a lot easier on you. If you're mid level, go for like the beltfish. See, look, blue blubber actually sells for quite a bit too. So if you're out for money, go for the blue blubber. If I'm even saying that right. Look at the sailfish soup if you're going for money. That is absolutely insane. You're getting about 10k per soup. And if you guys seen there, each one of these things sold just like that. So if you are out to make money, very good way of doing it. But that's actually the only big main points. Is I wanted to correct the statement I made before in a different video. Falco RF, he actually pointed out too about the differences, like about the things I didn't know when it came to the blue jellyfish. I'm just going to call it blue jellyfish. It sounds better to me. Also, I've seen some information that they're going to be making changes to these new fish. That's why I didn't post anything sooner redeeming that video. Because I was going to do it sooner, but I seen they were going to be making changes. And it's just like, I don't want to make the video until the changes are made, because I don't want to have another thing where I mislead somebody. I don't want to do that. It's not what this channel is about. It's not misleading. If I say wrong information, I'll say wrong information. If it's corrected, and if I find out, whether you guys tell me or I find out on my own, I'll gladly do some changes. But as long as it's legit. So that's actually going to be about it for the video, though. I know it's a very short video, but when it comes to this, it's very simple. Just, if you're just starting out, whatever you can fish, basically. Once you hit lobsters, stick at lobster until you can go for the Menphos. Once you hit Menphos, stick on Menphos until you can hit the deep sea hub with the jellyfish, with the sailfish. That's actually the best way to do it, because the heals, they're very close to shark. They're very close to a lot of stuff. And it's the easiest way to help you go all the way up there. It might not be the fastest way to gain the levels, so if that's not what you're after, you might not want to do that. But without any further ado, that'll do it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.